I'm sorry. Scoot over. Make some room. Perfect. It's like being in the front seat of your dad's truck.
Oh, yeah. In the middle seat.
Did you hold the flashlight for your dad a lot and get yelled at?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
I had stepdads who were more aggressive about it, actually. So thanks about that. I used to have to clean semi-trucks.
Your dad was just like, hey, come out to the driveway and help me fix the truck. And then you go out there,
And
there's
then
no truck, and he's gone forever. Never comes back.
Welcome to the Police Talk Podcast. We are...
We're back. We're back from Vegas, and we're back. We skipped a week, and we went to Vegas. We're fully recovered. We went with a 7-man crew to Las Vegas and did white boy shit. We got a room that we could... I've never been in a room that nice, so like I didn't
make
to
sense.
stay. It's a room that we don't fit in.
Didn't deserve
7
it.
white dudes spent the night in the spa tower at the Golden Nugget.
This episode's brought to you by Farmville Slots.
Yes. So the people hosting the party and bringing us down there lost their asses on this fucking trip, and I somehow, the guy who does not gamble and barely drinks, ran up $800 on Farmville. If you haven't heard about Farmville, it's okay, no one has, because it's a game. It's a phone game that's also a slots, right? It's a phone game. Farmville's a phone game, right? So yeah, it's a gambling version of Farmville, and I killed it, dude. I was given $100, lost my ass, was done, swore off gambling. I'm done. Like that was a sign.
Forever.
Young Jamie, who you might remember, hands me a 20 and says, "Here, I'll gamble for you. Here's a 20." I won like $400, $450, cash out. Okay, now I'm done gambling.
Done.
Meanwhile,
He's done. He's given up.
Everyone around me is losing their
cash
ass.
out. He's done.
Everyone around me is losing their ass. I come back and Dylan has just lost on the same machine I won on, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to put in more money. You should try it." I try it again, and I win a $590 or something like that. And then I cashed out.
And you were done.
But then the rest of the trip was me spent telling people that they should invest in Farmville and you should try Farmville, because I was basically working for Farmville by the end of the 48-hour period of gambling, because I had won my first $800 gambling, and so now I'm on board. I own stocks in Farmville. I'm telling people about how the money you can make in Farmville. It's like multi-level marketing instantly in my brain. I'm bugging Zach. He's losing his ass, and I'm like, hey, well, you should try Farmville. He tries Farmville. He loses. Everyone else loses in Farmville.
I lost my anus.
You lost a lot.
I lost a lot.
You went really hard this episode.
Yeah.
This episode. That's not what I meant to say. This weekend.
It was an
this
episode.
last weekend.
The
It
whole
was
week-
an episode.
The whole weekend was an episode.
I mean, we went down there with the intentions of losing. I mean, it's Vegas. You're going to lose money. You're going to see boobies, and guy's going to get in a box, and you're going to see all the things in the still. We saw the still guy on a bike that didn't move. We did all the things we didn't.
The guy in the Borat V.
The keep Vegas naked guy.
Yep.
We checked all
That
the
was
boxes.
pretty bizarre. How do you get a spot? How do you get the permit as that character? Like, is that what you
just
pitch,
own it.
or you just get it?
They probably have to go to the city, huh?
Yeah.
So when you walk down Fremont Street, there's little spray painted circles, and if you've been there, this is not new information, but they make the street performers hang out in a circle and not leave that circle, which is probably for the betterment of everyone, because keeping Vegas naked should probably be contained, right?
Very, very small space.
Keep them in the circles, all about the circles. So I'm sure before the circles, it was fucking pandemonium. You had like,
Street
naked.
performing's like that, though. They have like an actual like license and shit. Because like I remember when I was in Hawaii, like I came up on this street performer that was playing like this little mini like drum like jazz Catalina kit, and I was with like a choir, and we're like, let's do a song real quick, and he was like I would, but like you don't have the license to
Perform.
to use this, because it's like an actual.
That's
Like,
just
we won't. What if we didn't take money?
It's to keep people from just like performing.
Because we were just gonna post up too and just do something, but like according to the state law, we couldn't do that.
Right. It's like anti-gypsy laws or something.
Yeah, you have to go through the. They want to tax you.
Yeah.
Everything is taxed.
It's got to be revenue.
You got to be able to tax you. So street performers get taxed too.
Now, what was your favorite part of Vegas?
Jeppy.
Because,
Jeppy.
of course.
Jeppy was content. So here's the crew. It's the 3 people before you. Zach, my brother, Dylan. You know these people. They all, within a certain parameter, are going to act accordingly. Jamie, who's
Wild
reclusive.
Card. Very wild card.
But Jeff, we thought was going to be a typical dad. He's older than us. We thought very tame, some New Balances, very predictable. He turned out to be the wild card. Okay, well, we got to rewind.
We took him in the sun for too long.
We took him in the sun
Yeah,
for too
we
long.
baked him. We baked
and we
him for a
exposed
while.
some of his vulnerabilities to Vegas. Now, he did not know how to handle himself anywhere. Trip started in the airport. I mean, the first sign of any sort of responsibility, he fucks it up. Now we're getting on the plane. Actually, did we walk through TSA first?
I wasn't with you guys.
Okay, you weren't with
but
us.
I have another Jeff moment after that.
Okay, so
when we got to the
first,
front
the
desk.
very first Jeff moment I recall is we're on the plane. I look back. He's seated to my left. We've gotten our round of drinks. We're in the air. There was one before that?
When you and him first got on the plane. Remember what he did?
What?
You and him were waiting to get on the plane, and what did he do right before you got on the plane?
Okay, so they're calling Group A, Group B. We're in Group B or C. We're towards the end to line up and get on the plane. We're in line. He's got his unzipped purple duffel bag with just like underwear hanging out of it.
Every single time there was at least one zipper unzipped.
Yeah,
on his
one.
bag
There's
when he
there's
was
never
carrying
all the
it around.
zippers are never all the way closed. One zipper's open at all fucking times. I can just see his toothbrush. And we are 5 people from scanning our boarding pass. I have his boarding pass on my phone. We're ready to go. I'll be right back. No explanation. Fucking just leaves to go to the bathroom. Everyone on the plane is on except for me and Jeff. He's in the bathroom. Now he's got to pee. Comes back, we get on the plane, no big deal. We split up. And I'm like, oh my God, it's already happening. We get up in the air. Nothing's happening. We get our drinks. He orders a Sprite. I order, I think, a water or a Sprite. We drink our shit, and they're like, all right, we're going to come around and get the trash. Tray tables up. They come through to get the trash. He's not done nursing his Sprite for whatever reason. It's fucking 4 ounces of liquid, and he's not done with it. So then they say, tray table's up. He's now finished his Sprite, and it is just ice in a glass. He proceeds to fold up his tray table with the Sprite, with the ice on it. It, of course, tacos, ice everywhere. People next to him are, I'm assuming, at least a little wet. He takes the small cocktail napkin that they give you and starts wiping down the whole surface of the tray table. Meanwhile, everyone's is up and locked. He's still got his down. It's turbulent-y, and he's wiping up, a lot of water with a little bit of the towel or whatever, the napkin. Finally gets it up and has a dripping wet napkin in his hand and then falls asleep with his head in the aisle. And is getting bumped by anyone who's got to pee, anyone who has a question, anyone who's a stewardess and is going back and forth. I've got pictures of him passed out on the plane. I've got pictures of him cleaning up the water. It's like a little flip book of Jeppy's life. And that's just... We're not in Vegas. We're over Washington.
We haven't even started yet.
We're over Washington is all. And he's just...
This is at 7:30 in the morning.
Right. So, yeah, I guess to set the fucking setting, I guess, is we got way too early of flights and we got way too late of flights. We got to Vegas at 8 a.m.
8:30, 8:40.
I got to the airport at... we left my house at 4:30, so it was fucking early. It was basically a red eye. So all of this shit is happening at 7 a.m., mind you. We land with no concept of time and immediately start drinking. But I know I'm missing. I know I'm missing some moments.
When we got to the hotel, and Avery, Jeff, and I go to the front desk to check in. Yeah. So we're like checking in, and the guy's like, "All right." Like we're all standing there. He's like, "So I'll get each of you a key card for the room," and we're like, "Yep." Sounds like
what happens.
What happens in this situation? Points at Avery. What's your name? Avery. Points at me. Like I say my name. Points at Jeff, and he says, "And your name?" And Jeff just goes, I don't have one."
I don't have one.
And I like looked at him, and I was like,
"Are you the prisoner of Azkaban? Like, what do you mean you don't have a name?"
Avery, and I was like, "Wait," and I was like confused for a second. I was like, "Wait, what?" And then Avery was staring at Jeff and was like, "His name's Jeff."
He had to intervene.
Like
in
he
an
had to go,
introduction.
"His name's Jeff."
Yeah.
And Jeff was like, "Oh, yeah." Did some weird thing with his hands.
I thought you meant reservation or money or wherewithal. Yeah, so that's like the wild card in the bunch. That's the guy that pops out of the trunk in The Hangover. That's the wild card. So,
Pretty
and this is
much.
just checking into the fucking
We
hotel,
haven't
dude.
started yet with.
Not to mention the awkward conversations in the Uber rides with him.
He's so polite to every server driver,
Right.
but in the most not personable way.
Right.
Yeah.
Just overly like, "Oh, you're the best, man. You're the best."
Right. I love black people. We're like everyone. You don't have to say that, Jeff. We don't have to say that to the Uber driver we're trapped in the car with.
Oh,
Yeah, I accidentally ordered a $500 drink.
Whew.
That was pretty cool.
So the plan was to go to all you can eat buffet, Fogo de Chao.
now it may seem like we are all swimming in money. Nah.
Not.
Not.
Nah.
So this is again, room is more expensive than we are. The dinner is going to be, but we're ready for it. We're like, it's going to be an expensive experience, but it's Brazilian. They bring you the food on the sword. It's the thing, right? It's cool. All you can eat, whatever.
Prep
like too
for
much
it.
food. It's going to be too
Prep
much
for
food.
it.
$60 for like some of
That's
the best meat
chill.
ever. That's chill. Cool. No problem. They bring around, like you go to the salad bar. Here's all the steak and shit, and then they bring around a round of pineapple, whatever, some fruity drink, and we're like, okay, no big deal. It's a little shot. It's probably, 5, 10.
I think
turns
it was
out
I think it
$12.
was $12.50.
We buy a round of that. Think nothing of it. We got our food coming. Some fucking like Ukrainian lady pushes
She's probably Brazilian.
Brazilian. Was she Brazil? Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, that would make way more sense.
At a Brazilian.
They all did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Retracting that she's not Ukrainian. She
Maybe
comes
she's
in
Ukrainian.
with a cart, with a glass contraption. What would you call
It
this?
was like a cask.
It was
A cask.
Yeah, it was
One
definitely
of the
like
crystal things that when you buy a nice bottle, you pour your liquor into. I believe it's
things
a
that
cask.
none of us own.
you're
Crystal.
getting at least 50 gold out of it if you're smashing a video.
It's a
game.
cart with a glass thing full of liquid, and she comes up and explains to us that this is 100-year-old cognac.
She didn't
Cognac.
explain that
Yes,
first.
cognac.
She didn't
She
explain
didn't explain that first.
She did say 100-year-old cognac
after
before.
she poured it.
Oh.
After she poured
Oh,
it.
okay.
She
So
said- all she said was, "Would anyone like
to
some
try.
cognac?"
Oh.
Of course.
didn't she
I
say
would.
like to try? I feel like she said,
Probably.
"Would you
She
like?
might
Would
have.
anyone like to try?"
And of course, like at that rate, when everyone is walking up with swords, going, "Do you want this?"
Everything's complimentary at that point.
I'm gonna say
You've paid
yes.
for it.
And even in the back of my head, I was like, okay, even if it was an extra charge, I've bought like $50 ounces of scotch and stuff. I was like, maybe it's like $50. I don't know.
Right. It's a really nice top shelf
Yeah.
tequila.
So I was just like, yeah, fuck it, of course. Not thinking that it would be.
And she
Actually
asked you,
not.
"Do you want 1 ounces or 2?" And you said 2. I'll take 2.
Of course I want.
She was gonna give him 1. He asked for 2. He's like, double.
You didn't even think
Double
about
I
it.
didn't
the
even
amount-
think about it. She's
double
like,
the
"Do you want
amount
a small
of-
pour or a big pour?" I said, big.
A big pour.
A big pour. And she
Took a syringe,
Yeah, it's like
ladled it out.
a metal syringe, an aluminum syringe.
The moment I knew I fucked up was when she hands me the glass, dings it, and says congratulations.
People in the room turned around and pulled their fucking cell phones out.
Yeah.
And I said,
What
what?
just happened?
for congratulations for what?
Yeah.
And
Your
I was
life.
like, I still not registering, didn't think about it, just started drinking it and was like, this is really fucking good. And she's like describing, at that point, it was when she was like, so it's 100 years old. As you're drinking it, you're going to taste notes of this and this and this and fucking leather shoe and hazelnut or whatever.
Things you would never drink.
And I'm like, oh,
Taste an airplane.
I'm like, banana.
It was just a
and-
Dr. Pepper of
Yeah,
like,
it's just
like
As
Hennessy.
I'm drinking it, someone from a different table, at this point, everyone in the room had like looked
Is
over,
looking at you drinking this
Yeah.
drink.
and I'm like, I don't know what the fucking big deal is. And this guy turns around and he's like, oh, you got the cognac? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I was going to get it too until I found out it was $240 an ounce.
Fuck.
And I was like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, it's $240 an ounce. And I was like,
You had 2 ounces.
wait, what? And then I like literally called the server over. I was like, hey, how much is this? And he's like, $240 an ounce. And I was like,
In the tightest button-up shirt, he's just
yeah, dude.
$240 an ounce.
With
he
your
just- he just
sunglasses
subtly
on.
was like 240.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. I'll take the big pour, huh? I'll take the big pour.
Congratulations. Have you ever, never has anyone
I
ever handed
never-
me a drink and congratulated me on
Yeah,
ordering that
literally
drink?
Congratulated me on ordering a drink.
I can't, that's like what happens when you pay cash for a Ferrari.
She like
Yeah,
dinged,
you know what I
dinged
mean?
the glass and was like, congratulations.
There's a
And I was like,
ceremony
"What?"
involved in the drink.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, it happened. And here's the thing, though. That would never have happened had I known the price. So I'm glad it happened.
And you'll probably never
right.
knowingly
I guess
order
so.
that
I would,
again,
exactly.
right?
If I was looking at a menu and there was cognacs or whatever the fuck, and there was one that was $240 an ounce, I wouldn't order it unless someone else was paying for it. But since I didn't know the price and I just was like, well, fuck it, and at that point I'd already drank it.
Well, and you were gracious enough to pass it around the table, and we all took little sips.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all did take
$30
little
sips.
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew and that was still before I knew the price.
That was.
Wow.
Just
That's why you passed it around the table.
Well, I tasted it and was like, this is actually like incredible. And so I needed everyone to try it to know how incredible it was, because it actually was.
Yeah, you
It
drank an
was-
Xbox.
It was fucking, yeah, I drank an Xbox.
You drank a
Like,
whole
it was
ass Xbox.
fucking really good. But I would never knowingly order a $240 an ounce drink ever. So it'll never happen again.
So is that your favorite part of the trip? The drink?
No, the bidet.
The day was your favorite part.
Dude,
The mirror over the toilet was
mirror
pretty
over
tight.
the bed, mirror over the toilet, mirror over everything.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Mirror in front of the mirror on the mirror table.
The $500 drink and the bidet, I think, are my two favorite things.
Do you know that
Dude, like, you take a nasty shit, nothing ever happened.
it's a crime
It's
scene?
like nothing ever
cleaned up.
happened. It's like killing someone
I
with
never
an
used
icicle.
it. I never used
I
it.
didn't poop while we were there.
You never.
Whoa, what?
I didn't poop while we were there.
What?
Oh, I get
Oh,
fully tightened
wait.
up. Full poop anxiety, bro.
Oh, hold on. We ate so much food when we were
full,
down there.
full poop anxiety.
You didn't have a bowel movement for 72 hours?
I get home and it comes out.
All of it at once?
Dude,
Whoa.
I shit like 7 times while I was there.
Dude,
Really?
I'm made of shit.
Maybe once if I can remember, but I don't like
Dude.
it's not.
Is that going to kill you?
Maybe.
Dude, I mean, Zach, could you imagine every shit you took in Vegas not taking that shit? And then when you get home, I mean, how fast are you driving from the airport?
I did like the one day after the dinner.
Oh, so you took it here when we got home at 1 a.m. Did you just demolish my bathroom?
Oh, absolutely not. Not till like Tuesday.
Wow, you were able to go back to sleep. Are you like a caterpillar? Like, what is? How are
Wait.
you?
Sloths.
Is that the way that works?
Well,
When they fall on the
No,
ground,
I
they
get-
get raped
I
by
just
eagles.
close up.
They-
I'm done.
They excrete their
Dude, what?
nutrients through their pores, so they don't. Like,
You just become a Ken doll. Your butthole
they
just
pee
goes
out their
away.
Pores.
Yeah.
So you kind of.
Yeah.
Dude,
I just stink.
I mean, could you? If I paid you money, could you have done? I'm gonna go to Vegas and not take a shit the whole time and come back. What?
After the way we ate,
We had
I
like
can't
all you
even
can eat
fathom.
Brazilian buffets and
huge
fucking
breakfast, huge lunch,
beers,
huge dinner,
I mean,
tacos,
chicken strips, and
meat.
breakfast, all of that
That's
shit.
actually
I
kinda
think
mind-blowing.
I think the one time
I'm sorry, this is fascinating. To
when
me.
we
I'm
were
just
at the
like,
bar
my mind
on
is actually
Sunday,
kinda blown.
when we were at the bar, like just chilling or whatever, I did there, and that was like my one. It was
Okay, at least one. I mean, I could like all the flying and the. I mean, just from the travel,
Guts.
I'm.
closed up. It just doesn't like it. I want to be home.
It doesn't like it, dude. You have like a
Anxiety's
emo,
real,
emo
bro.
bowels,
I
dude.
know
Yeah,
that,
dude,
know
I
that.
have emotional
I'm particular
bowels.
with where I shit. Like I can't shit at gas stations. I can't shit
Oh,
at
that's
restaurants.
disgusting.
I have to be either at a toilet I'm familiar with, like my office or my house,
Yeah.
or family member or friend's house. I get that, but
So,
if it gets to a point though where you're like, I have to. Shit,
oh
it
yeah,
doesn't
eventually
matter.
you have to, like medically, you have to.
Medically,
And I think
like, you
you
have
were
to do
close
it.
to that medical
yeah.
threshold.
I did on Sunday. That's why Sunday.
But I don't think you're
did.
supposed to hold a shit for more than 24 hours.
You're not supposed to, but I will, and I do
Do you do it
all the time.
in your normal life?
No, not unless I'm somewhere else.
So when you
It's an
travel,
it's a travel anxiety. It's the same with
I
my
would've-
eating. It's crazy. I ate
If
as much as I did.
that, like
I mean, think about that. Like right before you leave, you eat a chip, and you're like, "I'm bringing this chip back home."
Yeah, sorta.
and all that meat.
All that
and the
meat.
salad
Oh, that
bar,
meat just like clogged me up. Anyways, that's silly. We ate no vegetables for like 3 days.
For sure, colon cancer.
I don't call it.
No, I feel like if you had colon cancer, you'd just be having like.
Because he's got a slow.
shower.
He's got a slow butt.
I don't.
I think
It's
with quick. I have a
anxiety.
quick
It's
butt.
not- it's
I feel
not-
like
it's
with a
not.
quick butt, the poop's running by. It's when the poop is sitting or bad things are sitting in the colon, you get cancer. That's
butt,
just
slow
as a
butt.
doctor what I think.
I'm good now.
You have a slow butt,
I'm good
and I
now,
think
though.
people with slower asses get diseases. They get the cans, dude. And I have a little quick little shooter, dude. It's a salad shooter. It's the fucking Ninja 5000. Things go down it like a Jamaican bobsled team. sometimes even if it's hot snakes, they're coming out there like the Indiana Jones scene where they slice open the snake and the fucking things dum dum shidai. I can dum dum shidai like the drop of a dime, dude. Like we go on a bumpy road, I'm like, huh? Dum 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 shidai.
The
Like
monkey brain
hot snakes will escape out of my butt, dude.
Oh. You want to hear about the one time I fully shit myself? We never told that story. Remember how we
fully,
talked about it?
Fully shit.
Fully shit myself, and there's more to it.
On release.
Okay,
Where
so
were you?
The
Set and
first,
setting.
The first place I ever lived in Coeur d'Alene was on Elm Street of Coeur d'Alene. So it's downtown Coeur d'Alene, right on this road. Beautiful place, whatever.
Okay.
But I'm walking distance from Lakers.
Okay.
Great bar, fantastic bar.
Cool.
I was there drinking. I walked home. Got the rumblies.
Right.
Don't remember what I ate that night. Probably not something good. Now, I was 22 years old and didn't realize that
How your
cigarettes
butthole
were
works.
laxatives.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know that.
Oh.
So I'm walking home.
You already have to go.
Already have to go. Grumbly's
And you
going.
light up a cigarette.
And I go, I'm going to make it home. That's fine. I just got to take my mind off it. Oh, I'll smoke a cigarette. That's fine. Take my mind off of it.
Shit your
Gets
pants.
worse.
Shit your pants.
And I'm like, oh.
You're crowning. You're dilating.
It's past crowning.
Like where where you see.
it's more of a floodgate.
You ever see
than
like a bee-
crowning
Prairie
situation.
dog.
No, you ever see a bee's butt? How it like pulsates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end of the bee's butt.
Yeah.
Like when you really have to go, you'll start to do that.
But it's
It'll
more
start-
it's more of like a floodgate than a crowning situation, because if it opens it
binary.
all, it's gone.
if it opens
There's
all the
no
way.
there's
it's
no
all the
there's
way.
no stopping it at that point.
Yeah.
Wow, you have a slow binary asshole.
And so
It's like the Hoover Dam of
cigarette
assholes.
Gone, I am a block and a half away from home, and it's the most uncomfortable feeling ever.
It's
'cause,
got its gate.
like
it's
I'm
got
going.
its,
I'm
it's
going.
already
yeah,
been a
but
baggage claim. It's got the Uber's on its way.
It's
Yeah.
bouncing.
It's
at that
called
point.
the
Some
lift.
guy like
Now,
trying to hold
I
the
go-
luggage back.
Yeah.
No, like
And this is, I swear to fucking
no
God.
more luggage.
I pull out my
Can you put
cigarette
this
pack.
lamp
I have
still in the car?
I have one more cigarette, and I'm like, this cigarette is gonna take my mind off of it for the next 45 seconds. That first drag, and I go, done.
Really, just ding 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 in
And
the streets, just in your shoe, just
Didn't make it to my shoe, luckily,
but volume.
but volume and liquid.
And now the
Now-
way
now-
you were walking and at first,
You were
and then
just
the way
like,
you were, did your gait change? How does your step, like the way you're walking, did it instantly? Were you just Jim Carrey instantly, like one straight leg and like all fucking?
No.
No, you just maintained your
Now,
normal
okay,
gait with
so-
shit in your pants.
So it's 1 a.m.
no sidestepping
It's,
to kind
it's
of
like 1 a.m.
right.
And I said, I need to get home at least.
Well,
So this
no
is what
shit.
happens.
Where else would you go?
I sidestep into the yard I'm next to behind a tree.
Okay.
No
Someone
lights are
else's
coming
yard.
on. Someone else's yard.
Okay.
And I
Like a
strip
sick
trow,
dog.
Sip
Just
trow down.
trow down.
Trow down.
Okay.
Underwear gone.
You ditch the underwear
Ditch
because
the
they're
underwear.
they're
Throw 'em.
unsalvageable.
I throw them.
Right.
Pants up.
Pants up.
I walk the rest of the way home. I text
Someone. I
Jamie?
just shit my pants.
Jamie Salinas,
Oh wow. Okay. Shout
and
out.
I say, "Hey,
I shit my pants.
I didn't tell her that.
You're beautiful.
No
I
one
wanna-
knows this has ever happened." I
Okay.
said, "Hey, I puked all over my pants. I need you to bring me basketball shorts, and so I can walk upstairs."
Why
and
do you
change."
smell like hot shit?
And so someone got my shitty underwear
No. Someone went and
in
found
their
them?
yard.
Oh, okay. I thought someone brought them to.
Oh,
you.
God, no.
Someone at some point found those and went,
Someone
Oh
found those.
God. Could you
And that
imagine
is-
you're
finding
just
that?
gardening.
That is the
Oh,
only
God.
time I've ever shit my pants all the way to completion.
I mean, at least it was 1 a.m. and you were alone. It wasn't like a tragic shitting.
It wasn't a tragic shit.
It wasn't a tragic shitting.
No one saw it. No one even knows until
Someone,
now.
yeah, someone told Jamie.
That's like
Salinas.
a
now
first-
Jamie,
that's like a
now
first-
Jamie. Okay, but you never told her, hey, by the way,
She
the
doesn't
reason you
know
were bringing
still.
me. Okay,
I
so
should
now
probably
she
let her
knows.
know. I
Okay.
should probably
Now
let
she
her know.
knows.
Anyways,
Are we going to tell people about the finding the thing in the thing?
that's up to you two.
We found party favors in our room that someone had left for us. And I'm not even going to say what they
I don't
are.
think someone left them for us. I think
The universe left them for us. When the universe leaves them for you, you do them. And, I mean, it's so rare that you're like, I'm going to rent this room, and then I'm going to just, like, explore around and find party favors
you just want to say it so
hidden
bad, but
behind a picture frame.
Yeah. Saw it
And,
at the corner of my eye like an eagle.
yeah, we're just chilling. Like, hey, I wonder if we know anyone in town that has party favors. And couldn't find it. Not that big of a deal. Who cares? Kind of had, like, been over it. We're like, we're just gonna... We went to the weed store. We were cool. We're like, fucking... We're good. We're drunk. We got weed. And out of the corner of his eye, he spots a party favor behind a picture frame. Good old
in our room.
Good old nose
And it
beers.
was like a fixed picture, like not one that you can just like pull off. It was like screwed
Glued
into
to the wall.
So I took my credit card and slid it behind the picture, and sure enough, a little bag of party favors.
Yep, and it was only half a gram of nose beers, but what it did to Jeff, back to Jeff,
Dude.
is timeless.
Oh, yeah.
The only
Bilbo.
reason
Bilbo
I'm even bringing this up
literally when I
is
was,
because of the look on his face.
when I was standing there at the counter, just literally looking at my phone,
We're talking 6 lines
and
total.
and he came up and was like, the
After
look
one.
on his face was exactly like in the Lord of the Rings.
When he sees the ring.
Frodo has the ring on his neck, and Bilbo sees the ring,
And he kinda
it's,
turns into a
in his
demon
face,
for a
like,
sec.
For like a second, I was like,
Setback. I mean, like,
whoa!
panic and jealousy in his face.
It was the
panic and jealousy.
weird-
Well, you know,
shit.
he was shitting on the toilet, going, "I hope they're fucking not
Yeah, so
doing that without me."
We make a small taste. We all try it. Only the 3 of us. Now, there's 7 people here, and only 3 are interested in nose beers. So we taste it. Everyone's like, don't do this fentanyl, you're going to die. We don't die. Jeff is so good at not dying that he's goes to the bathroom, comes back, and he thinks that in his delusion that we have now done it all while he's gone. So he's already plotting our deaths. And then that's when this happens. You like see his soul through his fucking face. He's just, yeah. So he schmeagled out like hard on it. Luckily, it was only enough to get us kind of crazy, and we took him down to the pool and proceeded to drink. I mean, an innumerable amount of beers.
Which he cannot.
He can't hang.
He cannot hang at all, dude.
3, 4, 5 beers. He's wide stance in the pool, talking to chicks.
Bro,
He shouldn't be.
measuring his reach on me.
Oh my God, we're in the pool. Yeah, he's measuring his reach. Like, I could fuck you up to everyone. We look like those dumb white dudes from Idaho. We're all like unfinished tattoos. I mean, just measuring each other's reach on each other, drinking Coors Light. Like,
Yeah, trash.
get it
trash
together.
as fuck.
In the family pool. There's an adult pool up at the top of this tower, and then there's the all-inclusive family pool, and there's like sharks in the tank, and there's kids running around. You can drink, but we're measuring our punching distance.
Fight's still on.
The fight's still on, even in the family pool. We're still measuring our punching distance to each other.
I'm
and
more
ordering
confident now against him. I'm like
margaritas.
after that situation.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fight him or am I gonna fight him?
They were
You should
scheduled
fight
to fight.
I
No,
know.
you
We had
could-
even worked out like some money changing hands. Like we were
like-
going to pay for things to happen.
Down.
But that was
And they were going to train. They were going to meet at 200 pounds.
which I can't.
We had
get
worked
to.
out the fighting weight and everything. He has to go up to 200 pounds. Jeff has to come down to 200 pounds.
What, Jeff's like 220 or something.
215.
Zach should fight Jeff.
I'd have to drop some weight.
Now,
Or Jeff
shout
could-
out
Jeff
shout
could
out to
gain weight.
Shannon. I gotta say shout out to Shannon because she said that absolutely I would beat Jeff, and then when it came up that you would fight Jeff, she's like, absolutely.
Yeah,
you
she
would
was
beat
like,
the
you look
fuck-
like you can fuck
yeah,
people
she's
up."
like, you can fuck people up.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out
will fuck
Bronze.
I mean, can Jeff put on 25 pounds?
Absolutely,
even if
you could look at him,
I
dude.
said it
Of
in
muscle.
the pool. I said it in the pool. Even if he had more muscle than me, he's not quicker. There's
Right.
no
Absolutely
way. There's
no way.
absolutely no way he's
Nope.
quicker. So
Well,
Jeff,
and that's why they
if
started
you're
doing the
watching
range
this,
thing.
we're gonna fucking do
Yeah, dude. Fuck you, Jeff, dude.
If I see you on the streets.
I got you for 3 minutes. Bone saw is ready. Yeah, so bone saw is ready.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to want it. Because he's handicapped enough to where, like,
I'm not a fighter, so I don't want it. But if he,
But we wanted Dylan to want it because he seemed like he
Jeff
wanted
challenged me,
I know.
so I'm like,
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Any day.
I don't want to beat the fuck out of Jeff, but if he wants to actually fight me, I will. But I will beat the fuck out of him.
See for me, he wanted to do bare knuckle with me, but he didn't want me to kick him. So I want to do kicks.
I'll do bare
but
knuckle.
he wants to do bare
I
knuckle.
used to let my friends punch me in the face as hard as they can.
Well, I asked him the question. I was like, "Hey, would you want to fight Dan McDonald?" And he's like, "Absolutely not." And I was like, "Would you want to fight him at any point in his life?" And he goes, "No." And I was like, "Why would you ever want to fight Zach? You're gonna die."
People don't understand weight classes.
Yeah,
are
you
in
guys
place
are
for a
all
reason.
10
pounds can decide a fight.
dense, but it's not even.
But we don't
at
even
this
have to
point,
go on
your
weight class.
poundage doesn't even matter. Your
We don't
denseness
even need to get
does.
that technical. If you want to
denseness.
fight, you want to fight. It doesn't even matter. Whether I'm a heavyweight and he's a welter or whatever the fuck.
Right. Yeah, good old Jeff. I invited him on here to just defend his honor, and it probably would have been a much different podcast, but he was busy with God knows what. I don't know what he does.
I don't know.
I don't think he has activities.
I showed up at the Tux place after him, and I finished before him. I don't understand what he does with his life.
He texted me today, and he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." And this is all after me going, "Hey, everything's set up for the tux. All you need to do is get measured." And he still wanted to come over, and I'm like, "Yo, dude, like, go get your tux shit handled." And he still came over, paced around, talked about the Beatles, had a book with him about the Beatles, was reading me notes about how John
Checks
Lennon
out.
would have tea right before recording of this song on this date, and I'm literally like engaged in like playing a video game. It's so boring to me. And then I was like, "Hey, so you're gonna go to that tux thing?" He pulls out a phone, Googles what time they close to see how far he can procrastinate. And I'm like, dude, just fucking go. He's just so awkward with the suit guy. I can only imagine the time Jeff and suit guy had, because suit guy, first question is, where do you worship? And I immediately pumped the
Suit
brakes on
guy
that.
was
I was like,
wild.
excuse me. He definitely was like small town Jesus suit guy. But I figured out that he does this like handicap thing where he gives handicapped kids suits, and the pictures almost got me in trouble because Ellie was laughing at them, and I had to quickly explain. It was a picture of Down syndrome prom night, and Ellie thought this was hilarious because of the looks the kids were making with their faces. Like, look at the funny faces they're making. And he's within earshot. He's like, "So what size shoe?" And my daughter's committing a hate crime. She's like, "Look at all these little potato-faced fucking kids in suit." I'm like, "Yay, dude!" Like,
time to
I'm having to explain what year it is to her, and that those aren't. They're not making faces. That they're.
That is their faces.
That is their face. Their mommy smoked
Just like
cigarettes when they were in the
everyone
womb. Like, those are the kids Jesus hates, honey. I mean, like,
Yeah, ask
Those
the
are-
overly religious suit guy.
yeah,
about it.
exactly. What?
Ask him his stance.
Yeah, exactly.
On mental
Like,
retardation.
why
Ask
do-
him his stance on
Why do these kids look like russet potatoes?
homosexuals and any sort of contradictory to that.
Ask him what he thinks about Lil Nas X.
Yeah, ask him. Go ahead.
Do you make suits for gay kids?
That's the end of the episode.
The episode wants to be over.
That's over.
It's over.
It's over.
I set the ending music, and I guess we're out of here. So fucking, that was Vegas, and we'll probably stitch in some fucking pictures as evidence. So fucking, take it easy.
Terrible. Awesome.
Yeah, later.
That was so cool.
Super surprise ending.
Dude, what?